Today, we stand at a crossroads in our nation's history, a Jamaica where too many hardworking people are struggling to survive. A Jamaica where corruption continues to rob the poor of opportunity. A Jamaica where the cost of living rises, hope fades, and ordinary citizens are left wondering when things will finally change. While some grow richer and government buildings rise higher, many families are fighting every day just to put food on the table, pay their bills, and provide for their children. But we refuse to stay silent. We believe Jamaica belongs to the people. We believe every citizen deserves fairness, accountability, and a government that serves the nation before serving itself. This platform is not about politics alone. It is about truth. It is about justice. It is about standing with the people whose voices are too often ignored. We pledge to ask the difficult questions, expose the issues that matter, and shine a light on the stories affecting our communities. We may be one voice, but together we are a movement. Together we can build a stronger, fairer, and better Jamaica. This is our commitment. This is our mission. This is our pledge to the people.
Let us come together as proud Jamaicans.
This is Deeper Jamaica TV. Let's go deeper. Let's seek the truth. Let's stand for Jamaica.
With a hopeful song, through every struggle, through every pain, God's love and mercy still remain. Open our eyes, open our eyes, open our hearts, guide this nation back to your shine through. Jamaica, rise up, God is calling you. From the hills to the valleys, from the coast to the town, we stand together, we won't back down. Faith is our anchor, hope is our song. With God beside us, we'll stay strong. One nation, God, here on DeeperJamaica TV, we believe that truth matters, people matter, and Jamaica matters. No matter where you're watching from, never lose faith, never lose hope, and never stop believing that a better Jamaica is possible. Together, we will go deeper than the headlines, deeper than the politics, and deeper than the noise, searching for truth, accountability, and solutions. May God bless you, may God bless your family, and may God continue to bless Jamaica. This is Deeper Jamaica TV, going deeper in the truth.
Deep divers, let's dive deeper into the truth. Deeper Jamaica TV, uncovering the truth, empowering their people. Let's go deeper, Jamaica. Let's find the truth.
Somebody said, you mean?
Pull back for Hendrick. Now Tanaka quickly on the scene to, well, win it and then lose it. Guimaraes. Pass through, what a ball, Martinelli!
Making their way around the bend. On from the outside, Germany going well. USA. 17.63. Pulling home.
Solo Black is next. He play now asked to make some ground, possibly 6 lengths.
Good evening. Good. Microphone check 1 2. Good evening. Evening, Deep. How are you doing? My name is Ishmael Douglas, and good evening again. Thank you for joining Deeper Jamaica TV, bringing you the major stories making the news for today, Monday, August 17, 2026. Tonight, a security guard loses his life following a motor vehicle accident in St. Mary, and the Teachers Association of Jamaica raises concerns about the pace of school repairs with the new academic year just weeks away. And a 71-year-old man is appealing for justice after waiting years for his court case to be heard. These and so much more when we return. This is Deeper Jamaica TV. Thank you so much, and do apologize for that brief technical difficulty just now. We'll be right back.
Dr. Brown Arthritis Pain and Remedy Oil. Joint pain, back pain, arthritis slowing you down? Relief is here with Dr. Brown Arthritis Pain and Remedy Oil from Tonian Organics. Discover our full range of natural healing products designed to support your body the natural way. Made with powerful natural herbs to help ease arthritis pain, muscle aches, stiffness, and everyday discomfort. Visit us today and feel the difference. Tonian Organics, natural healing you can trust.
Happy birthday to you.
Cecil's Auto Services Limited, 1 to 3 Fish Lane, Montego Bay, and 6 Lindsay Crescent, Don Robin Avenue, Kingston. Introducing our new cleaning systems, HHO Carbon Cleaner. No need to disassemble engine parts. 20 minutes can clean your engine. Diesel particle filter, engine and the transmission flush. Go Clean, our steam cleaning system. We also offer vehicle diagnostic scans for motorbikes, cars, buses, trucks, trailers, excavators, and much more. Cecil's Auto Services Limited, doing our part in assisting the global climate change.
Thank you so much, Deeper Jamaica TV. Welcome to those watching on your monitors, your tablets, your mobile phones, and those in the diaspora. Let's get to the news. A 39-year-old security guard from St. Anne lost his life following an accident along the Tower Isle Main Road in St. Mary. The deceased has been identified as Stephen Smith. Circumstances surrounding the crash are being investigated. But let's listen to this insert.
A 39-year-old security guard is dead following a 3-vehicle collision along the Tower Isle Main Road in St. Mary Saturday night. He has been identified as Steve Smith of Epworth, St. Anne. Police say Smith was driving a Toyota Fielder towards Stewarttown shortly after 9 o'clock when his vehicle was reportedly hit by another motorist. That driver allegedly failed to stop and left the scene. The impact sent Smith's vehicle spinning into the path of a Mercedes-Benz and a Ford Ranger traveling along the roadway. Smith became trapped inside the Toyota Fielder and had to be cut free by firefighters. He was later pronounced dead. Other persons involved in the collision were injured and taken to hospital for treatment. The police are now seeking to identify and locate the driver who allegedly fled the scene after the initial impact.
Very interesting indeed. That was more than a fatal accident along the Tower Isle Main Road in St. Mary, and the investigation into the circumstances surrounding the crash is ongoing. And we ask for each and every person to be safe while traveling. We now turn to the state and Jamaica's school system as it relates to the new academic year, which is approaching. With just weeks remaining before the start of the new school term, the Jamaica Teachers Association is raising concerns about the slow pace of repairs being carried out by the Ministry of Education. The JTA says that there are questions about whether some schools will be ready to welcome the students when classes resume. The conditions of the school's facilities remains a major concern for teachers, students, and parents alike. But let's hear more from this insert.
With the new school year just weeks away, the JTA is again concerned about the slow pace of repairs to schools damaged by Hurricane Melissa. During an unannounced visit to Mannings High in Westmoreland last week, Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon said the repair work was not moving fast enough. The minister also told a back-to-school conference in Trelawney on Tuesday that she was not pleased with the general pace of reconstruction. In an interview with our news center, JTA President Mark Malaba reiterated that for the first few months, the association has been looking at badly damaged schools in Western Jamaica. He said the JTA wrote to the ministry in June highlighting problems linked to reconstruction and repairs.
When a team from the Jamaica Teachers Association visited in June, the latter part of June, we observed the very same thing. We visited a number of schools unannounced in the western part of the region, particularly St. James, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, and it was the same thing. Very little work was taking place on a number of the schools, and there were instances where we saw no contractor on site. There are instances where we saw only 2 personnel working, and just a basic skeletal staff essentially working on these sites. So it's nothing new.
More than 600 educational institutions were damaged during Hurricane Melissa. The JTA president said the ministry has not responded to the June 29 letter, which outlined the pending crisis for the start of the new school year.
We indicated that the conditions that we saw were really horrendous, and we asked the minister to look into it, and there were certain questions that we asked in the letter. To date, we still haven't gotten a response to that letter that we sent to the ministry, addressed to the minister, highlighting the concerns that we had when we visited the institutions, the western part of the region.
Parents and teachers will be looking for answers on whether outstanding repairs will be completed in time. Let's look at our justice system. An elderly man, Jamaican man at that, says he has been waiting for too long for his day in court. That is, a 71-year-old man is appealing to the authorities for reprieve from the court, from a court case dating as far back as 2018. He says he attended court countless times, but his case is yet to be heard. Now, after years of waiting, he is appealing for intervention and an opportunity to have the matter being brought to a conclusion. Now let's listen more in this insert.
A senior citizen from Manchester is appealing to the Justice Ministry and other relevant authorities to help bring an end to what he describes as years of delays in a court case arising from a 2018 traffic incident. Carlton Robinson says the financial and emotional burden is now taking a toll. Sandy Williams reports.
For nearly 8 years, Carlton Robinson says he has been waiting for his day in court. The 71-year-old is facing a charge of dangerous and reckless driving following a truck crash in Westmoreland in November 2018. But Mr. Robinson says since the case started in January 2019, he has made countless trips to court, often only to be given another date.
I've been going to court is to give me another date to come back to court until I have another court date now for the 23rd of October this year, yeah? This year. And all is it going to court just to get another day. This thing now, you see, it draining me physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially.
The case was originally heard in Savannah, Lamar, but following damage to the courthouse by Hurricane Melissa, the case was later transferred to the Hanover Parish Court. Mr. Robinson says the change of venue has only added to the cost and difficulty of attending court.
Before the fare increase, it was roughly $6,000 to go and come. But now that the fare increase, you know, it might be run up to $8,000-$9,000. Yes, to go and come. Because remember, I tell you I have to change so many taxis. Yes, and each taxi maybe some of them put on $50. And so increase the fare.
Mr. Robinson says he has already been to court 3 times this year, with another date set for October 23. He says the continued delays are especially difficult at his age, as he depended on his trucks to support 3 children through university.
Remember, I'm 71 plus, way up to 72. And if them can't fix a date and say, okay, Mr. Robinson, come to court on this day. And then now, you start to do a procedure. But if you just call me and say, come back, that make no sense. It drain me all over.
When contacted, his lawyer declined to comment publicly on the case. Sandy Williams, TVJ News.
And that brings us to a close of today's Deeper Jamaica TV news. Please do stay informed, stay engaged, and remember, we go deeper so you can know more. Thank you so much. And remember, immediately following is the commentary section of Deeper Jamaica TV. Thank you. As usual, we will be right back. Good evening, deep divers. Thank you so much for joining. I am here once more. It is now 22 minutes after the hour of 7. It is now 22 minutes after the hour of 7. Big up on yourself, Juanita Barrett Robinson, Judith Hibbert, how you do? Father Skip. Father Skip, big up yourself. Cheyenne Atkinson, big up yourself. Kerry Bless, thank you so much for the 10 joules. Appreciate it. Who else there? CJ Splash. Danet Harriet, how are you guys doing? Karel Bantan, big up yourself. Benita, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Novlet Williams, how you do? Rosemary Samuels, thank you guys for joining. Big up on yourself. Deep divers, we have a lot to discuss. But Donna Thompson, big up yourself, Donna. Deep divers, I promise you, this issue is not going to go away just like that. We have an issue concerning sensationalism. We also have an issue. Good evening, TikTok. Thank you for joining. We also have an issue, deep divers, with where everybody called 9-day wonder. If we continue to keep our foot in their necks, I promise you, they have to answer. I am assuming that they would have had plenty meetings from last week, Tuesday, to now. I'm assuming they must have had plenty meetings. We have many other things to discuss, but I want to follow up on a story that I did last night. I'm going to begin with that story because it's very, very serious. Deep divers, this story about the militarization of our state is very, very serious. And why did I say that? I say that because I would have brought learned attorney Hugh, forgive me, the attorney that will go to the Privy Council. He is, oh God, I forgot his name. And he delivered such a beautiful interview over at Deeper Jamaica TV the other day. We had an attorney here, deep divers. We had an attorney here, deep divers. And he is taking a reparations matter to the Privy Council to apply. And many people don't understand the gravity of that. Thank you so much, Lorraine Samuels. Bert Samuels is his name. Bert Samuels is his name. You see, deep divers, you see Bert Samuels? I don't want it to be missed upon you how important just that one matter is, because it ties into this next story. We know, we would have heard and we would have read about the oppression of our kind. And as it stands, it once again, so much so, deep divers, where it is ridiculously hard for us to get just the basic things from our governance structure. But let us listen to Cabo again. Let us listen to Kabu once more, deep divers. And we will discuss.
Jamaican government heading to Britain. And let me tell you something how wicked this thing is. Let me point something out to you. Jamaica did not co-sign the Ghana reparations petition to the United Nations. Jamaica did not co-sign it. But Jamaica is a narcissistic country, and so is Britain, by the way. Jamaica is a narcissistic nation, and not narcissistic in terms of its people being narcissistic, but at the government level. In the Parliament of Jamaica, there is a miasma. Jamaica is a narcissistic country, and they cannot, and those who are in charge of the process right now, those who have hijacked the reparations movement are narcissists. And this is what you must understand, and this is why we have this thing where they're heading now to Britain. It might seem like a simple thing, but Jamaica cannot afford to look like it is not part of the whole reparations movement. And they cannot afford to make it look like Ghana is the only one that had it. They did not co-sign. They could have co-signed, but do you know why Jamaica did not co-sign the Ghana petition to the United Nations? Let me take a break. I'll tell you when I come back.
Pay Uncle $1 down per 18 to 48 months credit over Lucky Dollar for furniture, appliance, and smart TVs. The time by Lucky Dollar is
now 6:47. I'll tell you why Jamaica did not co-sign the Ghana thing. I've been looking at this very, very closely. I've been in this thing for a while. Jamaica did not co-sign this. Look at those who voted no at the United Nations. Look at the countries that voted no and look at the countries that abstain. Jamaica has entered into a partnership with the United States, a new military partnership. This is what Pete Hexted is telling us. Jamaica's entered into a new military partnership. Do you understand the ramifications of this? We have never heard that in all our 64 years of so-called independence. The last time we were in a military partnership as an island with any country was during all the way from slavery, from the 1600s, all the way up to the 1500s, all the way up to 1838, and beyond to 1962. Jamaica is in a new military partnership. This is different from when Britain did send the people them down here at that time. Some people... so much things to say. So much things to say. This is a security business, you know. The whole matter is around security. But let me get back. Jamaica did not co-sign the reparations petition that Ghana took to the to the United Nations. Because anywhere Jamaica votes and wherever Jamaica goes, Jamaica supports the United States and Jamaica supports the enslavers and Jamaica supports the oppressors. This is new to Jamaica though, you know. It has not always been like this. This is a decision, a pivot that Jamaica has made, deliberately made this pivot and telling us that they had no choice. Go away with that. Go away with that.
Deep divers. In the last budget presentation, I'm taking you back to March. Do you remember two things? If you remember nothing, do you remember when the Prime Minister announced that he will be building a Ministry of Defense? I am bringing you back to when he would have told us covertly without telling us his true intentions. Do you remember when he announced that he will be building as Minister of Defense a Ministry of Defense? Something really not right in Jamaica.
I wonder how we are going.
Something not right at all.
Something not right. Something not right, yeah.
Deep divers, do you also remember when he said he will be building a new JDF base? And where will he be building that new base? These are droplets of evidence we are getting that he is intent on partnering with other military-like countries so that he can have what he thinks is necessary. Why do we need, as a developing country, a Ministry of Defense? Really think about it. Why do we really need, as a developing country, just 64 years old, a Ministry of Defense? Do we intend to defend something? Is there an impending aggression that we don't know about? But a military base, deep divers, is not a no thing. It's going to take years to build. And if it will take years to build, to be built, what does he know that we don't? Is it necessary for us to get a new military base? And if a new military base is necessary, I don't think it would be far-fetched for us to think that citizens of Jamaica, deep divers, will start at the age of maybe 18, get mandated militarized training. It's not far-fetched. You may think of it as a good thing, and yes, it is good for you to be able to defend yourself personally. But as an island, can we go to war with anyone? Because if we are to have a war, the aggressors will always come here. This will be ground zero for the war. And if Hurricane Melissa and natural disaster did that to us, what will a man-made one do? How war works is the ones who are the defenders, they get home advantage. But will that, by the way, be an advantage for us given how small we are? And yes, we do have mountains. Can we defend ourselves? I am not appreciating, deep divers, this matter of building a Ministry of Defense and a new JDF base camp. I am not appreciating it at all. I'm not appreciating it. I may not know much about war. I may not know much about that particular agreement that they signed. I would love to see it, just like how we want to see the TC and the and I'll know. Big up, baller, big up. Big up. If that is the case, deep divers, what really are we staring down the barrels of? Because remember now, we don't produce oil. And in a war, oil is gold. Oil is gold in a war. Because that is what you are going to use to sustain your defense or your attack. We are not an oil-making country. We depend on external forces to give us oil, just like Cuba, as much as I think Cuba does in fact should have more oil than us, but they don't know. How can this be beneficial to us to build a Ministry of Defense? Are you saying just like insurance policies, we need it? Because you may never know. If that is the case, deep divers, I think the Prime Minister, Minister of Defense has some explaining to do. Why do we need this? Can you just come in at the last budget presentation and announce it and nothing behind it? We don't know what will happen. And not just Jamaicans there, other people there, So as far as we're concerned, we don't know if sleeper agents are here. We don't know. We just don't know if it's true. This must be deep divers considered. And I want to show you something, deep divers. I want to show you something. I would have made mention of it. PM Signal's review of performance-based pay. Prime Minister Signal's review of performance-based pay. I want to know if this is going to go for him too, because this is going to go for everybody in our parliament too. Times like this, I wish Janet Calder was here, because me need to know if the civil servants are going to be subjected to performance-based pay. Will you be? Because you should be accountable to us. You not even want to talk to it. You say you're pitney when land sell and you never born yet. We want to know if it is that this goes for you. Let me read what it says, deep divers. Let me read the article for you. The article says, the Prime Minister has signaled that the government intends to revisit the issue of performance-based remuneration in the public service, with greater consideration to be given to productivity and economic growth. Wholeness disclosed the matter remains on the table following implementation of the public sector compensation review. So based on how productive you are, you're going to get paid. Interesting. Well, I don't think that is a bad thing, because if that also goes for many of our managers, middle managers, and you, the politicians, as well as the people who are what we call it technocrats, I think it could have worked. Because the real movers are the line staff, deep divers. Are the people where they don't really do the work. Because if they don't assist the people, like if you go tax office, if there is no teller, the manager them now go come out, come do it. Because they must say a teller supposed to do it. That them go say. But then, what are we going to use to judge the politicians? I think this is a very good thing. This can also be we can also use this to hold them accountable. Let us open the phone lines on this one. Me like this one. Do you think this is a good thing? I think this is a very good thing, deep divers. if you want to call about this particular issue, call me. This performance-based pay must be across the board, not just for public sector, but for the political class as well, for the senators as well. So the constituency in which you represent will be given something, and they decide if you get a raise or not. Me think that is a good thing. Me think so. Well, then again, they might give some of the people them some money for raise. I'm just assuming. So what mechanisms could we use, deep divers, to ensure that this is non-partisan and that money can buy them out? That is the important question. I think this is a very good thing, you know. I think this is a good thing. Regardless if it's coming from the Prime Minister, it's a good thing. Performance-based pay is good. However, even the part where you want to link it to economic growth, because the truth is, we're not growing as a country because we're not productive. But then again, productivity has a lot to do with how you live and your travel time. It's hard to get bus a morning time and it's expensive. And the bus them drive slow sometimes, so you are less productive. You reach at work 9 o'clock when you're supposed to reach at work 8 o'clock. That's 1 hour gone out of your day already. And you still have to leave 5:30 because you have to get home to cook something so that you can start the process again the next day. Enough thing we have to go through, you know. And then the bus stop them full up. And you run and you have force a push for going on one bus. And the bus sit down in the traffic, so because every single one of the I'm getting a call. Thank you for calling Skip. Big up yourself. Good night. How are you doing?
My quick sense to the topic where you just asked about is where the base pay and where the base salary are going to start from.
Them already I get them.
Important question.
Them already I get them base salary still.
Question. So if we are going, we have to consider if them are going to roll back the pay, or if it's going to start at the same salary before them get an increase based on performance. Because if it's going to start at the same salary, may not really see it as not really different, as less of a pressure or burden still. So that means a ponder part there for now.
Let me thank you. Big up yourself, Skip. I appreciate that. That is a good point. But let me be frank with you, deep divers. The first time I heard about anything related to salaries and politicians was when Bruce Golding took a pay cut, and I appreciated him for that. I appreciated him for that because he tested the temperature and realized that taking a pay cut will send a very good signal to the Jamaican people. And it did. He took a pay cut. I don't remember if all the parliamentarians did, but I remember that he did. I appreciated that. I did. Me not tell no lie. It showed that he had compassion. It did show that. But, Lord Jesus, this is a new government here. Oh, Lord, this new government. Let me leave that one alone because we have so much more things to discuss, deep divers. We have so much more things to discuss. Deep divers, I'm going to start the conversation with something that the Prime Minister would have said. I don't remember it, you know, but let me remind you. Let me remind you of what the Prime Minister said some years ago. Listen here.
The NHT gets 3 sources of income. 4, but we'll focus on 3. They get the employer's contribution, they get the employee's contribution, and they get returns from mortgages they make. They get income from investments that they make as well. It is important to note that by law, the employees' contributions cannot be touched.
Let me play it again. Come in, I think on the ear where man say no. He's sending a strong message here now. Listen again.
The NHT gets 3 sources of income. 4, but we'll focus on 3. They get the employer's contribution, they get the employees' contribution, and they get returns from mortgages they make. They get income from investments that they make as well. It is important to note that by law, the employees' contributions cannot be touched.
By law, the employees' contributions cannot be touched. So what you put in a NHT, them can't touch it. But any investment yield, i.e. profits, can be touched. What else can be touched, deep divers? If he says the employees contribution, listen again, and this is going somewhere now when you listen and listen keenly.
The NHT gets 3 sources of income. 4, but we'll focus on 3. They get the employer's contribution, they get the employees' contribution, and they get returns from mortgages they make. They get income from investments that they make as well. It is important to note that by law, the employees' contributions cannot be touched.
So, when he is deducting from the NHT, it is not from the employees' portion, is what he's saying. It is from investment, the employers, and which one again? Because it's him say 4, but then focus on 3. Why am I saying this to you, deep divers? I'm saying this to you because the National Housing Trust has now been involved in so many developments pairing with the private sector. One of them is the Bernard Lodge. I want you to follow me now, you know. One of them is the Bernard Lodge. I think a Oak scheme it say. Oak scheme it say. Oak State or something like that it name. Why did I bring up that? I brought up that because it's no different from what happened last week, Tuesday. It's no different. Let me explain why it's no different, deep divers. It is no different because, yes, the government is saying that they had nothing to do with the demolition at Cooper's Pen. But the police force reports to the government through the commissioner telling us what is happening whenever we ask. He should also report to the Prime Minister because the Prime Minister is the Minister of Defense. And if nothing go wrong, you never sue the police officer in question. You sue or you have a grouse with the state, with the government. That is who you have a problem with. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling.
Hi,
Talk to me. How are you?
How are you?
I'm well. How you do?
Ishmael, you know something?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time the Prime Minister is saying that probably the politicians need to get a raise.
Again?
Because the last time when he gave that raise, he said, it is because if you're not paying, if you're not getting a certain amount of pay, they will not be able to perform. So in general, I just don't think, based on how I have seen him, he likes to talk and he likes to give information for people to get involved and be talking. But I think it's not per se, it is going to be for the politicians, because probably they're working so hard right now that they deem another pay increase.
Interesting.
I really don't think
Them a work hard.
Yes, because if you look at the structure of the Jamaican people,
Yes.
or the Jamaican politicians, right?
Yes.
If you look at their pay,
Yes.
and their percentage of pay that they have received compared to other professional persons, like in my mind, a teacher should be the highest paid in the country, because are the one who educate everyone. But if you notice that everybody else is falling apart, they are underpaid, they cannot pay their bills. Ishmael, when I hear that today, I was so annoyed, because here is something else to keep us talking from the real facts. Here is something that they're saying so we can divert. Ishmael, we need to be talking about what is happening with all the land grabbing in Jamaica.
I'm going to touch that, because listen, you see when I done?
Ishmael,
Continue,
I
man.
will tell you this.
Yes.
I am so afraid for even my people that I know, because based on what is happening, Ishmael, today I look at what was happening in a compound, and I'm like, it's a message, indirect message sending to the people in a compound too. So let us not get carried away with this big thing. The big pay increase is because the PMs and everybody else in government, in politics, needs to be paid well. Have a good night.
Oh, Lord of mercy. Oh, Lord of mercy. That is so true. But, deep divers, there is in fact a major issue with land grabbing in this country. And I'm going to touch on it, because you think Cooper's Pen is the only one. Deep divers, I promise you, there are many more. But we are going to expose them, you know. We are going to expose them. We're not going to just expose them. Let me just ensure that I can get this document for you, because we're going to go through this document with a fine teeth comb, deep divers. These people take us for a fool, and they've been taking us for a ride, but no. Information is, in fact, the key. Deep divers, I heard something today that just 10 minutes down the road, there is, in fact, a notice to those to quit. And a notice to quit means that them to come out of the people them place. Which means, deep divers, that there is a whole development plan for that stretch. Who is behind that development plan? Let us start with what Lothan Cousins said today.
Opposition spokesperson on Land and Works, Lothan Cousins, is demanding the immediate release of the court order used to authorize last Tuesday's demolition exercise in Cooper's Pen, Trelawney. Mr. Cousins warns that if the order had expired and was not lawfully extended, the state could face significant claims for damages.
The Civil Procedure Rules states that a court order cannot be enforced after 6 years without the express permission of the court. If this order expired without lawful extension, the state is exposed to serious liability and someone must answer for it. The original Court of Appeal ruling applies strictly to 99 identified residents. That order is not a blank check. Removing and demolishing homes belonging to anyone outside those 99 named parties without a fresh lawful court order is illegal, and that is plain and simple.
More than 40 families, including children and the elderly, have been displaced since the demolition exercise.
If the bailiff and the police enforced an expired order, the state is liable and affected residents can and should claim damages because the act was unlawful. I am calling on the bailiff and the state authorities to produce this order now. And to every resident displaced outside of those 99 named parties, please seek independent legal counsel immediately.
Deep divers, in front of me is the same order them I talk about. But me not gonna show you yet. Let me tell you why, deep divers. Me not gonna show you yet because Judge Davis said them have it. We heard of a demolition order. Deep divers. They're saying that this is the demolition order. But we're going to go through it together and then you're going to tell me if this is a demolition order. Listen to what George Davis said from Nationwide.
Tita, this is the court order that Mr. Cousins is asking to be published. I have it. And we had it on Friday evening at 5:30 when Said Bernard put on that masterclass, that tour de force to explain the Cooper's Pen land matter. This is the court order, MP Cousins. And it names the 99 people. It also has an entry, as Said Bernard mentioned, called persons unknown. So even if you weren't among the original 99, according to this court order, and I'm going to give you the date on which it was filed, this thing was filed on March 30, 2026 this year, and it was heard in chambers via video conference by Mr. Justice C. Stamp on May 19, 2026. So it's fresh, relatively speaking. And not only does it name 99 individuals, on the bottom of page 1, well, at the foot of page 1, 2, 3, 4, the second to last entry is persons unknown. Persons unknown listed as the 85th defendant. So, MP Cousins, you don't have to wait on them to publish any formal order. We have it, and we've had it since last week. And it's here in my hand. So the question of whether or not the order is fresh has been answered, and answered with zoning, because the order says, on the hearing of the notice of application filed on March 30, 2026, and coming on for the hearing on the 19th day of May 2026, and on hearing Juliet Mayer, attorney at law, instructed by Ria Mesor Law for the claimant being the private owner of the property. It is hereby ordered as follows: that the claimant be reissued a writ of possession to recover possession of the approximately 14.5 acres of the northerly portions of the lands known as Orange Grove, south of Cooper's Pen and Burnwood Beach, being lands registered at volume 1008 folio 636 of the Registered Book of Titles in Trelawney, containing by survey 284 acres, 1 rood, and a 22 perches of the shape and dimensions and buttings as appear by the plan thereof, further to the order of this honorable court, and it is signed by T. Bailey, Registrar, and stamped and certified as a true copy. Kevin, you can zoom? Right here, sir. So all of that, it is certified as a true copy of the court. So we don't have to wonder if the order had lapsed, if it's stale, and if anybody outside of the original 99 are covered. It says here in black and white that the claimant must go and possess their land. And the 85th defendant, persons unknown. Can be a big group, can be a small group, but it is a group. And then you had names here, the names of individuals listed as well. So I think that covers the query in the statement sent by the opposition earlier on Monday.
Deep divers. You see the... Oh man, you must listen, you know. Deep divers, I always say to you, knowledge is power. Deep dive. Dissect together. What's happening here? Let us dissect together, deep divers. Thank you for calling Deeper Jamaica. What's happening here? Hello? It's connecting. I'm not hearing anybody. Hello? It's connecting. I'm not hearing. I'm not sure why. You may have to call back because I'm not hearing you well. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good night. How are you? Mm-hmm. Go
Good
ahead.
night, Ishmael.
Good night. How are you? Talk to me.
It make no sense, you know.
Where, sir?
It make no sense. And you can't tell, say, you know, one of them want to really sell we out to the white people, them in slavery.
Who?
One of theme people, them sell we out to slavery.
Who is
It make no
that?
sense, you know.
Who is that?
How would you like it if somebody got demolish theme house when living there?
We're go dissect it, man. Not to worry. George Davis is doing his job, you know.
It burn me heart. Me not like listen to him, you know. It burn me heart.
No. Okay.
Listen to that idiot.
We have to listen to what he's saying because what he's saying is important so that we can rebut it. Let us do that now. All right? Not to worry, man. Not to worry. Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, man. No problem. No problem at all. No problem. Deep divers, me no like listen to him, but I want you to listen to the words he's saying. He said the word reissue. Remember when he said that? The word reissue, which means this is not the first time they tried to get a demolition order. So this is what they're referring to, deep divers. Let me see if I this part here. If you're seeing it well, let me know. Let us go through. So there are 99 claimants and the 85th is indeed persons unknown. Deep divers. At the very top of the claim form, let me show it to you. It has something called a case file number. In the court, everything must have a background. If it's a new case, you get a new case file. But it's not. Oh, no, I'm going to make it bigger. You see it now? Want to see it now? Deep divers, I'm going to show you something. The case file number. Look here. Look here, deep divers. Claim number. HCV 0172 of 2007. In chambers. That is the claim form number. Okay. Let me take it off. 2007, which means the claim form or the demolition order that George Davis had in his hand had an origin. What is that origin? It come from 2007. Remember when them that talk say a demolition order was in fact granted in 2010? It was from this very claim form. They reissued the same claim form in 2026. In March. Hear what I want to ask, deep divers. I must ask George Davis and everybody that is attached to the case. I must ask deep divers, who showed up to court in May when the court order was given? When the case was called up in May, the application was filed in March. When the case get called, who showed up of the 99 defendants? More you listen to him again, you know. More you listen to him again, and then we're going to ask the questions after. Listen to him.
Tita, this is the court order that Mr. Cousins is asking to be published. I have it. And we had it on Friday evening at 5:30 when Said Bernard put on that masterclass, that tour de force to explain the Cooper's Pen land matter. This is the court order, MP Cousins. And it names the 99 people. It also has an entry, as Said Bernard mentioned, called persons unknown. So even if you weren't among the original 99, according to this court order, and I'm going to give you the date on which it was filed, this thing was filed on March 30, 2026 this year, and it was heard in chambers via video conference by Mr. Justice C. Stamp on May 19, 2026. So it's fresh, relatively speaking. And not only does it name 99 individuals, on the bottom of page 1, well, at the foot of page 1, 2, 3, 4, the second to last entry is persons unknown. Persons unknown listed as the 85th defendant. So, MP Cousins, you don't have to wait on them to publish any formal order. We have it, and we've had it since last week. And it's here in my hand. So, the question of whether or not the order is fresh has been answered, and answered with zoning, because the order says, on the hearing of the notice of application filed on March 30, 2026, and coming on for the hearing on the 19th day of May 2026, and on hearing Juliet Mayer, attorney at law, instructed by Ria Mesor Law for the claimant being the private owner of the property. It is hereby ordered as follows: that the claimant be reissued a writ of possession to recover possession of the approximately 14.5 acres of the northerly portions of the lands known as Orange Grove, south of Cooper's Pen and Burnwood Beach, being lands registered at volume 1008, folio 636 of the Registered Book of Titles in Trelawney, containing by survey 284 acres, 1 rood, and the 22 perches of the shape and dimensions and buttings as appear by the plan thereof, further to the order of this honorable court, and it is signed by T. Bailey, Registrar.
Deep divers, forgive me, I have to play it one more time. Let me tell you why. I just caught something. I want you to listen. So let me explain something to you now, deep divers. Please like up the live. Like up the live. Bring me to 500, deep divers. Listen to how many acres of land. Listen to the amount of roods and perches are in the acres of land. Listen to how many. You remember what I tell you? We use acres, but on the title it says how many roods and perches, deep divers. I want you to listen to how many roods and perches are acres on it. And I'm going to read off the copy of the title right here. I'm going to read from the copy of the title. George Davison, you one can consult lawyers here. Just make you know that. And you alone can consult lawyers. I want you to listen to how many roods and perches and acres. So, you know, like you have meters and centimeters. It's either you give the meters or you give the centimeters. It's the same thing like roods and perches. It's math. Yeah, we understand it, but it's very important because this is how it is measured and it is on paper here. Deep divers, listen to him again and listen when him read it, how many roods and perches are on that particular document. And I'm going to read from the copy of the title right here. Listen again. Deep divers, me just beg you some latitude. Listen to him again to how many roods and perches or acres him say. Listen.
Tita, this is the court order that Mr. Cousins is asking to be published. I have it. And we had it on Friday evening at 5:30 when Said Bernard put on that masterclass, that tour de force to explain the Cooper's Pen land matter. This is the court order, MP Cousins. And it names the 99 people. It also has an entry, as Said Bernard mentioned, called persons unknown. So even if you weren't among the original 99, according to this court order, and I'm going to give you the date on which it was filed, this thing was filed on March 30, 2026 this year, and it was heard in chambers via video conference by Mr. Justice C. Stamp on May 19, 2026. So it's fresh, relatively speaking. And not only does it name 99 individuals, on the bottom of page 1, well, at the foot of page 1, 2, 3, 4, the second to last entry is persons unknown. Persons unknown listed as the 85th defendant. So, MP Cousins, you don't have to wait on them to publish any formal order. We have it, and we've had it since last week. And it's here in my hand. So, the question of whether or not the order is fresh has been answered, and answered with zoning, because the order says, on the hearing of the notice of application filed on March 30, 2026, and coming on for the hearing on the 19th day of May 2026, and on hearing Juliet Mayer, attorney at law, instructed by Reamesor Law for the claimant being the private owner of the property. It is hereby ordered as follows: that the claimant be reissued a writ of possession to recover possession of the approximately 14.5 acres of the northerly portions of the lands known as Orange Grove, south of Cooper's Pen and Burnwood Beach, being lands registered at volume 1008 folio 636 of the Registered Book of Titles in Trelawney, containing by survey 284 acres, 1 rood, and the 22 perches of the shape and dimensions and buttings as appear by the plan thereof, further to the order.
Deep divers. Yes, when they talk about the 14.5 acres, follow me now. Just before that, deep divers, he mentioned the volume and folio number. Deep divers, he mentioned the volume and folio number. If you were listening, you would have gotten it. I have the copy of the title right here. So out of all of the land, they're saying that 14.5 one road and some purchase is occupied and they want it, that them say. Deep divers, the original amount of property is 705 acres, or one road and 75 purchase. And it said be on the same, more or less, and buttings and boundings north on the ring road of Mount Alton, south of Claremont, Dry Valley Plantation, on Roshen Castle, Spring and James Hill Pen. That is the whole property now in a deep divers. Watch me now. What was deep divers? Remember, I know we have to listen to people. What was the volume and folio number given? What was the volume and folio number given? There is no subdivision of the property in a deep divers. More you listen to me. There is no subdivision of the property. Let me play OMC again and listen to the volume and folio number. We're going to bust the case tonight. What is the volume and the folio number? Listen.
Tita, this is the court order that Mr. Cousins is asking to be published. I have it. And we had it on Friday evening at 5:30 when Said Bernard put on that masterclass, that tour de force to explain the Cooper's Pen land matter. This is the court order, MP Cousins. And it names the 99 people. It also has an entry, as Said Bernard mentioned, called persons unknown. So even if you weren't among the original 99, according to this court order, and I'm going to give you the date on which it was filed, this thing was filed on March 30, 2026 this year, and it was heard in chambers via video conference by Mr. Justice C. Stamp on May 19, 2026. So it's fresh, relatively speaking. And not only does it name 99 individuals, on the bottom of page 1, well, at the foot of page 1, 2, 3, 4, the second to last entry is persons unknown. Persons unknown listed as the 85th defendant. So, MP Cousins, you don't have to wait on them to publish any formal order. We have it, and we've had it since last week. And it's here in my hand. So, the question of whether or not the order is fresh has been answered, and answered with zoning, because the order says, on the hearing of the notice of application filed on March 30, 2026, and coming on for the hearing on the 19th day of May 2026, and on hearing Juliet Mayer, attorney at law, instructed by Ria Mesor Law for the claimant being the private owner of the property. It is hereby ordered as follows: that the claimant be reissued a writ of possession to recover possession of the approximately 14.5 acres of the northerly portions of the lands known as Orange Grove, south of Cooper's Pen and Burnwood Beach, being lands registered at volume 1008 folio 636 of the Registered Book of Titles in Trelawney, containing by survey
volume 1108 636. That is the Book of Titles. It would mean that deep divers, more you follow now, you know. It would mean that, you remember this? Look at the number 2007. Deep divers, it would mean that this in my hand says 2007. And it does. The volume and folio number is 1389427. They are not the same thing. But why is that? Why aren't they the same thing? The Administrator General would have issued him a transfer title. So an additional title would be printed because they have a possessory title. Follow me now, deep divers. Follow me now. This is the copy of the title. Which one of the titles is this? This is the title where the Administrator General would have had possession of it. But when you skip it, you see that right here, so the transfer number. The transfer number, deep divers, would be there. The transfer number is 1402382. Registered on the 31st day of March 2006, the New Falmouth Resort Limited at 4 Caledonia Crescent, Kingston 5. Subject to caveat number. Consideration money £6,500 sterling. Subject to a caveat. This was from 2007. No, point to note, I consulted a lawyer. You don't need deep divers to remove a caveat to have a demolition order. That is point to note. You don't need it. However, this caveat thing is very important. Let me tell you why they would have used this title. Because the only reason why Judge Davis attacked is because he is defending that New Falmouth. Why am I always say Forest? New Falmouth Resource Limited is in fact the owner. But if they are the owner, why is a caveat on the title of £6,030? It would have mean say them a pay some money. So they do in fact have an interest in the property. This is where it gets serious. Deep divers, the class just a go get nice. The class, me say, just a go get nice.
Oh no, baby, no girl, why you want to do?
Now what is?
Oh no, baby, no girl, why you want to do me that? No, baby, no girl, why you want to do me that? You want to get a cat girl to kill my pet rat. You want to get a cat girl to kill my pet rat.
Deep divers. George Davis said that it was a reissuance of the first title. The first order in 2010, that was in fact that a caveat was placed on it in 2012 by the then Minister of Housing that would prevent any sale. So them did their quote a war about that, right, deep divers? Okay. But this said 2007, which means that 3 years later they would have gotten a demolition order because of this title. Follow me now. Deep divers, this is a receipt. This is a receipt, deep divers, from the sale. Let me read it to you. New, let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me see if you can see. You see it? This was the Jobsons. This was the Jobsons, deep divers. They're representing council. Did this. Let me read it to you. Miller, Mitchell and Co. September 19, 1979. New Falmouth Resorts Limited, £240. New Falmouth Resort Limited deep divers on the title. It is saying that the caveat, a caveat is something where you put on because you have an interest in the title. So this is saying that Administrator General put on a caveat on the title of consideration money 6,030 pounds sterling. The first question I want to ask you, Administrator General, why this and this money don't correspond? Is it that you sold the property to them? That's why them feel that them have ownership of the title? And if that is the case, deep divers, if Administrator General sold the property to New Forest, why a 2 times them buy it? Because this receipt said them pay down on it already. So a 2 times them pay for the same property. Which is it? Administrator General, you must answer that question. Here the next question I want you answer, deep that Administrator General. Judge Davis wouldn't know that in him, just a read what him get. So him wouldn't know that. Judge Davis, let me tell you the file number for this one here. Claim number 2012 HCV 02305. This is in 2012. Dimitri Jobson. Good night, Mr. Dimitri. Good night, Mr. Dimitri. How are you, Sir Jobson? I hope you are doing well. We are going to bust the case. I want you to listen well. Any judge where I listen to me well. I am not a learned attorney, but I have legal training a little bit. Between claimant number 1, Dimitri Jobson. Claimant number 2, Gilbert Max Jobson. I'm bred at that. You know, deep divers. I'm bred at that. The first one, say Administrator General for the estate of Gilbert Barrow Jobson. He is the defendant. He is the defendant, deep divers. Sir George Davis, if you are listening to me, this is in 2012. Let me give you the claim number. HCV 02305. The second defendant is New Falmouth Resort Limited. Make a cough little. The first entry, yaso, deep divers. The first entry says Oliver Jobson, executor of the estate of Gilbert Baron Jobson, is appointed administrator for the purpose of these proceedings. Administrator General, my question is, which one of the family members knew that you sold the land? Thank you, 5 Jerkman. Big up yourself. Which one of the family members know that you sold the land? But this is important, deep divers. I got legal advice today about that particular statement that I just made. It is the Administrator General's duty to ensure that if at the time the children are not of age, that they earn or they are taken care of because of the estates. Mr. Dimitri, I would love to ask you, did you benefit from the estates? That particular one, did you benefit from it any at all? I would love to ask you that. Let me tell you why. They would sell the land and give the money to the family. But if that is the case, why is the family in court against the Administrator General. It means them probably not get nothing. That means them never get nothing, deep divers. And if they never get nothing, deep divers, I have some more questions. Here are the questions that we have, deep divers. I'm showing you something. This is a court document, deep divers. This is a court document. Let me read what it says. It is important to note that although the contest of these proceedings was procedural, the real issue is the control of the valuable real estate owned by the company. The company is a shell with valuable concealed assets. Judgment referred to has been appealed by, but the appeal cannot proceed because Justice Edwards retired without making the notes of evidence available to the records of appeal. The company is a shell company. Which company is a shell company, deep divers? Which company them attack is a shell company? Which company, deep divers, did the Companies Office of Jamaica write to twice? Which company is a shell company? Una answer me, no man. Answer me. Answer me. Answer me. Answer me. Deep divers, make we go a little further. Make we go a little further, deep divers. So you see, in 1967, deep divers, New Falmouth Resort was formed. The first director we know of, let me show it to you. I don't want nobody think I lie, me I tell. Me go find it, deep divers. We're gonna find it, man. No worry yourself. We're gonna find it, you know. We're gonna find it. All right, see them here. See them here, deep divers. See them here. 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 I'm gonna put it up now. Deep divers, I want you to look here. When New Falmouth Resort Limited was prepared, I want you to look here, deep divers. Look here. 4 people were on record for New Falmouth Resort Limited. Let me show you the 4 of them. Make I show you the 4 of them, deep divers. I don't want nobody think I lie, me I tell. 4 people. See the 4 of them there? When you can see it, so? When you can see it? I'm going to make it a little bigger for now. When you can see it now, though. 4 people. When you must can see it now, deep divers. Who are the 4 names? Make I tell you now. James Chisholm, which is James Henry Chisholm. Watch this now. Registrar of Companies. I can see a long time this, you know. This say New Falmouth Resorts Limited notifies you in accordance with 178 of the Companies Act that some man name, I say Phelan, I say David Phelan were directors as at July 2001, and James Chisholm and Ann Chisholm Beverly, as such a name, June Chisholm and Jacqueline Chisholm appointed in 2007. Jacqueline Chisholm, see there the four of them. So it's James Henry Chisholm, Anne Chisholm. She married name one next name. I can't call it name because I can't see good. June Chisholm, she married one next name. It look weird. I don't know. I can't call it neither. And Jacqueline Chisholm, four of them. Deep divers. How much of them dead? How much out of that company, the people them dead? How much of the people them dead? James dead, you know. Remember James Chisholm dead? Two more of them people are dead too. Which two? Anne Chisholm dead? Anne? Three of them dead. Thank you. Three of them dead. I think June 1 left. No, so. No, June 1 left. I think so. Skip say three of them dead. But deep divers, not even that. Look at the address of Anne Chisholm. Look at the address of Anne Chisholm. Look at the address of Anne Chisholm. 5 Beverly Drive. Oi, me I get thirsty.
Give me a bottle of water. My vitamin in my bag. Me for grab a vitamin. Give me a bottle of water. Get a bottle of water, me a grab a vitamin. Make a bottle, give a bottle of water. Me a grab a vitamin.
Deep divers. So that order to quit came from this title, from this company. So who signed the demolition order if 3 of them did? I want to say a June sign it then. A June sign it. All right. And that's what I say. So if a June sign it then, deep divers, make I ask you another question. Who never did know. Deep divers, did you know that there was a caveat on the title before the caveat that Administrator General put on it? Make I show you. Make a show on deep divers. There was a caveat on it before. You see, when them start the work, say them are going to sell the property, there was a caveat on it. Because remember now, caveat shows say you have interest, so you can't sell it until the person will put on the caveat on the title of lift it off. Right? Remember good. Watch this now. So Oliver Jobson said that he is the owner of the property. Because he's a Jobson. Him can't say that. Him can't say that. He's a Jobson. But the case been in a court. So Oliver get big now, him turn man. And him want him rightful heir. Him want him things, right? Him want it. So here when him do the deep divers, him start battle it in a court. Him beat one at a time, him beat Administrator General and become the executor. And then Chisholm won a case in 2004. When Chisholm won the case in 2004, deep divers, there was a caveat lodged on the property. But the caveat that was lodged in the property, let me give you the caveat number. Deep divers. The caveat number is 84833. That caveat, deep divers, was lodged in 1973. That are before Mr. Jobson dead. Let me ask you something. If Mr. Jobson dead in 1980, remember good enough, I have it here, so I'm sure no good. Remember good, man, I'm sure no so. If Mr. Jobson dead in 1980, deep divers, make a show, I don't want nobody take a lie, me I tell. I find it for in Jesus' name. Seatia. Jesus, Seatia, Seatia, Lord. Seatia, Lord. Seatia, Lord. Seatia, Lord. Seatia, Lord. I case this in no deep diver. Seat there. Seat there. Teach me, Lord. Teach me, Lord, how to read and understand and wait. How to read and... Oh, God. Oh, God. Joe said, so all them purchase with a caviar, cheese and pies. Oh, Lord, the class just get nice. The class
Oh
just
no,
get
baby,
nice.
no girl, why you want to do me that? No, baby, no girl, why you want to do me that? You want to get a cat girl to kill my pet rat. You want to get a cat girl to kill my pet rat.
Deep divers, let me read what it said, Fooni, you know. Let me read what it said. Me don't want nobody tell a lie on me. Me don't want nobody tell no lie on me. Let me read what it say. Oh! Let me read what it say, deep divers. Bolo call me. Bolo call me. Thank you for calling. Big up yourself, Bolo. What go on?
So basically, what I get to understand from what I say is that a caveat only stop the sale of the land, but demolition can go on.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And they would have a title.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That will not show whatever. That is fundamental. So a caveat was on the land from the 70s.
All right now, Bolo. I'm going to ask you for just hang up and let me explain that part then. No.
All right.
That's serious.
You just do understand that part.
Yes, man. Watch this now. Remember now we know deep divers. New Falmouth Resort Limited wanted to buy the land from him. There is no evidence that they bought the land before. There is no evidence that they bought the land from the Mr. Jobson before. But listen to what this court order said. Letter of administration in the Supreme Court. P number 1033 of 1982. In the Supreme Court of Judicial of Jamaica, in probate and administration in the estate of Gilbert Baron Jobson in the late 19 Mile Cooper's Hill. All right. Be it known that on the 30th of December 19 something 82 letters something you tell me the year. I don't want to call it. Of administration of all of the estates of the laws devolves on the and vest in personal representative of Gilbert Baron Job, 8 of 19 Mile Cooper's Inn, intestate businessman deceased intestate who died on the 23rd of May 1980 were granted by said court Albert Allen Grant, acting Administrator General. So Administrator General in 1982 get the land. But in 1973, when the man alive, a caveat was lodged. So a caveat was lodged in 1973. Now that it say. All right. So the caveat was lodged in 1973. Why New Falmouth Resort Limited paid £2,240 in 1979? Yes, Wappy King, I know a caveat is like a lien. Yes, me know. If we say you have interest in it. See it there? So watch this now. They did not start to look about the sale until I'll tell you when them start look about the sale. They started to look about the sale, deep divers. They started to look about the sale in originally They wanted 300 acres. Now them own how much? 700. Now them own 700 deep divers, but watch out now. So if it is the evidence Chisholm supplied includes a September 5th, 1969 statement of cost by Clinton, Hart and Co. Indicating, you remember me talk about the 26,900 money with dollar with them pay? Remember when me talk about that money there with them pay? Let me find it back again. Make I find it back again. Them pay 26,900. Remember that money there? When they important. Make I find when them pay that money there. Deep divers, them pay that money there. Let me see if I hit this. It now come up. I don't know why, but it. Them pay that money the deep divers in. Them never pay the money. There is no receipt. Say them pay the 26,000. So how them lodge caveat? Something alright here.
I wonder how we are going. Something alright? Something alright, yeah?
I am shocked. Hey, yeah, bless your smart like me did that wait for Smarty ask it. Whoa, the show I get nice now, Smarty ask
Oh
it.
no, baby, no girl, why you want to do me that? No, baby, no girl, why you want to do me that? You want to get a cat girl to kill my pet rat. You want to get a cat girl to kill my pet rat.
Administrator General would have seen the caveat in 1973. A one caveat depend this deep divers. Deep divers are one caveat depend this and the caveat was lodged. After I transfer the caveat number there, for 6,000 and something dollar. Deep divers, don't you see? The Administrator General, they never see that a caveat was there from 1973, and if so, who left that caveat? If New Falmouth Resort Limited put a caveat there in 1973, Gilbert Jobson would have known about it. Why? Because him intend to sell CM New Falmouth Resort Limited this same land. Don't you think an attorney would have told him that a caveat is only from the same set of people them? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. But something and something now, deep divers. Because if that's the case, how did Administrator General transfer the title in 2006? Oh no! Deep divers. Administrator General is culpable? Is that what you're telling me? How did they not see that? Oh no! The caveat is the missing piece. Mr. Jobson, them put lien for your fatherland after your father dead. I'm just assuming. No want nobody tell no lie upon me. But how did the lien appear there in 1973? There is a lien on the title in 1973. Go and look. Who put the lien there? Who put a lien on the title? Somebody send me something, deep divers. Let me load it up. Bolo, sit here. Yes, man, Bolo. Yes, man, Bolo. Deep divers. This is what happened. After this came through with the caveat, this caveat would have been removed by New Falmouth Resort Limited. A new caveat in 2012 was put on it, a new lien by the Minister of Housing. Oh no. Oh no. Mr. Jobson, if you're watching, 1973 New Falmouth Resort put a lien on the property. But your father was alive. How could that be? I may have one something here, so. Mr. Jobson, may have one something right here, so. If you're listening, we say New Falmouth Resort pay. He never pay still. This is just a receipt. We say 2,000 received from New Falmouth Resort. £240, 1979. And this alone me have. So where the rest of the money there? I don't want to say it, but it really seems like they backdated the thing and they did it wrong. Them couldn't put it in after 80 because him dead 1980. Administrator General would have gotten the title. 1982, as it say. Oh no. The lien is the missing link. The lien is the missing link. The lien is the missing link. Why was there a lien in 1973? We need to see the original tax office. K2 is saying the tax office put a lien on the title for unpaid taxes. What year was that, K2? What year did tax office put a lien on the title for unpaid taxes? Let me know. What year was that, K2? Because why would New Falmouth Resort Limited have a lien on it? Somebody's saying to me, Jackie died 2 months ago. Jacqueline Chisholm died 2 months ago. I didn't know that. So somebody's saying Jacqueline died 2 months ago. Jacqueline would never run those people off the land because they're related to Mr. Chisholm. So who signed the order then? Who signed the order? Deep divers. The missing piece of the puzzle is the lien on the property for 1973. That is the missing link. Because why would a lien be there for New Falmouth Resort Limited from 1973? And they didn't acquire the property until 2006. And then them try run other people in 2010. That's years later, deep divers. That is years later. The names on the title now is right here. It is the company's name on the title. See there? The company name there on the title. Not any individual name, the company's name. And Administrator General gave it to them. Who are the Chisholms that are on the new company document? This is getting deeper. Deep divers. If Mr. Jobson, Sir Dimitri, if you are here, the missing link is 1973. There's a caveat on the title from 1973, Mr. Jobson. You find that the sale didn't start in 1973. It did not start there. According to my records, it did not start there. Let me check my records again. He has always been the registered title owner. That receipt and that lien is the missing link. Deep divers, thank you so much for helping me to figure out where the missing link is. Thank you so much, deep divers. See you tomorrow as we continue the mission in rescuing Jamaica. Because if we don't, then who will? Take care of yourself, deep divers. Take care, and take care.
Welcome to Deeper Jamaica, where the headlines don't stop at the surface, where the facts matter, where the people have a voice. Let's dive deeper.
This is Deeper Jamaica, where the headlines don't stop at the surface.
You don't ever do that, member.
Where the
Marshall, please. Angela Brownberg.